In The Secret of Secrets, the fictional professor Robert Langdon arrives in Prague. Joining his love interest, Dr. Catherine Solomon, she is about to deliver a revolutionary speech that promises to change everything we know about human consciousness. Soon, Langdon finds himself running through the streets of Prague, caught in a dangerous game where both their lives hang in the balance.
There really is no bigger topic, in my mind, than human consciousness. It is the lens through which we see ourselves, through which we see the world, through which we see reality. Our current view of consciousness is that all of our hopes and dreams and fears are the product of chemical processes in the brain. And that makes sense to us. It's how it feels. We feel like we are right here. This is where we live. It turns out there's a lot of anomalies to suggest that that is not true. I don't want to make it sound like a science book. It is an adventure. It's a love story. It's a chase. It's all the things that everybody wants from a Robert Langdon thriller.
We caught up with Dan Brown at his Seacoast home 1 week before the book was released worldwide. It took him more than 7 years to research and write The Secret of Secrets.
This was a tough one to write. It's by far the most ambitious thing I've ever tried to write. Very intricately plotted, and also I'm hoping for the readers that it's a whole lot of fun. I enjoyed writing it.
The book raises the question, does our consciousness survive death? What happens when we die?
There are some ideas in this book that are really kind of shocking. And the character, Robert Langdon, is a skeptic. And through the course of the book, he eventually starts to cross that river and say, like, oh my goodness, like here is all of the science to support this new idea. And by the end of the book, he becomes a believer. And that really was my process writing this book. Takes him a day, took me 8 years, more or less, to figure it out. He's a little brighter.
The book may offer stunning revelations, but Dan's attention was drawn elsewhere when our interview was pleasantly interrupted.
And we are being visited right now by another consciousness. Hey, Winston, have a seat. Sit. Okay. I guess he'll be joining us.
That's okay. Winston, the lovable lab Dan named after a character in his 2017 novel, Origin. Winston never strays too far from Dan, and we are more than happy to include him.
How about you lie down? Okay.
Winston eventually finds his spot, and Dan reveals why Prague, rich in mystery and intrigue, had to be another character in the book.
You feel like the veil between what you see and what you can't quite see is very thin, and you just sort of sense that it's a mystical place. Prague is a custom-made character for Robert Langdon.
On the eve of the book's release, nearly 1,000 people stood outside the old town hall in Prague, anxious to get their hands on the first copies of The Secret of Secrets. Dan is embarking on a world tour that naturally includes Prague, but for him, the real book launch always begins locally. The Portsmouth Music Hall hosted Dan as part of its 3-day event, Writers on a New England Stage. The sold-out event was packed with fans, friends, and family members, including Dan's father, Dick Brown. With his quick wit and heartfelt pride, Dick was the ideal choice to introduce his son, but not before pointing out to the audience that Dan often names his characters after people he knows, including Dick himself.
I could not believe I was in Dan's book. And I was so excited I couldn't wait to read what I'd said. One of the most humble, altruistic, down-to-earth guys you'd ever want to meet. Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Brown.
Serving as moderator, Rick Ganley from New Hampshire Public Radio, Dan fielded questions from the audience and also explained why his protagonist, Professor Langdon, is a teacher.
You'll be amused to know that when Sony Pictures bought the Da Vinci Code to make a movie, there was a document between us that said, Langdon is a professor. He solves problems with his mind, not with violence. And as my dad said, I grew up on the campus of Phillips Exeter. All the adults around me were teachers. My heroes were teachers. And so when it came time to write a hero, it was a professor. And I will feel that way forever, that the teaching is the most noble of all the professions.
The Secret of Secrets is Dan Brown's 6th Robert Langdon novel. Dan introduced the fictional professor of symbology in his novel Angels and Demons. He followed up with the blockbuster The Da Vinci Code, then Lost Symbol, Inferno, and Origin. Actor Tom Hanks portrayed Langdon in 3 movies directed by Ron Howard. The Secret of Secrets is headed for the small screen, a television series on Netflix, with a new, younger actor set to portray Langdon.
Robert Langdon is aging much more slowly than I am. That's right. I mean, he has one lousy day. I had 8 years of them.
The long wait is over. Langdon is back, and Dan Brown realizes the connection his readers have to this character makes the solitude of writing worthwhile.
You know, you spend 8 years all alone in the dark, and then all of a sudden you're out there and you realize when you meet all your fans that what you do all alone in the darkness has an audience. It has repercussions. It has a ripple effect out into the world, and that's inspirational. It makes you want to do it again.